Before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that about 1 in every 4 of my viewers are subscribed, and my goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button as my mouse scrotter runs around me like a madman. It helps to notify you every time I upload a video, as well as getting my content pushed out to a wider audience. Regardless, that's enough self-promotion from me. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it.
Alright, Chicos, we're here for the last week of the regular season of the NBBL, week number 8. We're going up against DarcStar and the Cinnabar Cyndaquils. My opponent's team is a wacky one, I'm going to be honest. So let's get right into it. He's got Walking Wake, Slitherwing, Hisuian Gudra, Screamtail, Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Slowbro, Diancie, Malamar, Alolan Sandslash, Articuno, and Spiritomb. That's 12 Pokemon, and it's just it's a funky team, man. He's got Terra Diancie with Fairy, Fire, and Steel, Articuno with Ice, Fairy, and Flying, and Spiritomb with Ghost, Normal, and Steel. So I actually had to put this team into my prep doc to see, exactly how many type repeats my opponent has. And this isn't like a knock on Dark at all. It's just funny to me. He's got 3 Ice types, 3 Psychic types, 2 Dragon types, 2 Dark types, 2 Steel types, and 3 Fairy types. So that's just funny. And the fact that he got 12 Pokemon is even funnier because that's just a lot of Pokemon to prep for, man. Now, my opponent is actually 3-4 right now with a -8 differential. So if they pick up a win here, it is very possible that they make playoffs. I don't really care who gets into playoffs. I just, I still want to win. I feel like I could run Heat just to have fun because I've already locked the first seed, but I feel as though my team isn't very Heat friendly. There just aren't very many avenues. I feel like the only thing would be like a Weak Armor Skarmory with Swords Dance. That would be kind of cool, but yeah, that's about it. My opponent obviously has the kind of Sun aspect to their team. They got Walking Wake, Slitherwing, and Screamtail, all of which have Photosynthesis. He's also got the Snow aspect to his team. Obviously, Alolan Ninetales sets up Snow for the potential Slush Rush Alolan Sandslash, as well as Articuno to get a defense buff while it's still an Ice type. Diancie can Hazard Stack, and it's good against Xianpao, so he'll probably bring Diancie. I'm not bringing removal, so that's kind of scary. The good news is there's no way to kind of avoid my Earthquakes, because, there's no one typing that gives him a resistance to Earthquake with the Diancie. Speaking of Earthquake, there aren't many switch-ins. You got Articuno and you got Slitherwing maybe. So I'll just be clicking that. Also, Facade as well. So Ursaluna is definitely a bring here. One more thing is his only removal is Alolan Sandslash. With all that being said, let's get right into the team. We got Bad Apple here holding the leftovers with max HP, 104 into physical defense, 136 into special defense, and 20 into speed with a bold nature. This defense investment allows us to always take an Adamant, no boosting item, Flare Blitz in the Sun from a Slitherwing. I can take 2 of those even if rocks are up and my leftovers are gone. And, essentially, if he does have a Life Orb, we should still be able to potentially take 2, depending on the set, and he can't really bulk up on me because I have Terra Blast. That's really what Terra Blast is here for. This Pokemon is here for the Slitherwing, but it can also potentially deal with Walking Wake. It probably can't deal with both of them, but if I need to have something to deal with one of them, then I got this Pokemon here. Like I said, Terra Blast hits both of them super effectively, which is really important. Those are his 2 primary offensive threats. So I figure if I can deal with 1 or maybe 2 of them with Appleton, that's perfect. Obviously, we are Terra Fairy, so that we resist Slitherwing's dual stab, and we also resist the Flare Blitz because we're thick fat. We have a pinch of speed so that we can try to outspeed that Galarian Slowbro. Leech Seed is just nice because he doesn't have a grass type, so I can just Leech Seed freely. I just realized I'm not Terra Fairy. Well, I'll have to change that real quick. The only thing is if he has Sap Sipper on his Hisuian Gudra, that could be a good bring for him. I just feel like Gooey makes more sense because I have things like Xianpao. In fact, because of Gooey, I might have to switch up one of my moves on Xianpao now that I'm thinking about it. Next up is Galarian Slow King with the Black Sludge. We're just specially defensive fully because I kind of need that to be able to take on Walking Wake. But it's just a decent pivot. Like, not many things really take it on. My opponent does not have a ground type, so I don't have to worry about Earthquakes that often. Thunder Wave is also really free. He's got no electric or ground type. I literally just click Thunder Wave against this entire team. And of course, Chilly Reception is nice for some momentum. We are negative speed nature with no IVs and speed, so we can be slower, hopefully, than the Galarian Slowbro. We can soak a hit and get up on out of there. I can always take 2 Choice Specs Hydro Steams in the Sun as long as my opponent is not special, as long as they're speed boosting instead of special attack boosting, which I would assume it would be for Xianpao. But even if he's special attack boosting and not specs, we should still take 2 hits from that. And Chilly Reception is nice because it puts up the snow, which means he doesn't get the speed, the sun boost from Hydro Steam. Next up is going to be our physically defensive Skarmory, rocking out with the Rocky Helmet. Now this Pokemon is really nice for Alolan Sandslash. It's also decent for Slowbro. I can't really hit it back, but I can potentially force out Slowbro. You know, I'm just here to kind of set up hazards. Like I said, the only removal is Alolan Sandslash. And even that, I just kind of switch to either this or a different Pokemon. Pretty much why we're just mono body press, because this Pokemon is mainly just here for that. I can also probably force out Slitherwing unless he knows I don't have a flying type attack. Also, he doesn't have a lot of Pokemon that want to be boots, I think. You know, Walking Wake and Slitherwing, they usually want to run some other item. Goodra will probably just run leftovers. Maybe Choppleberry, maybe Shuckaberry. Ninetales will want to run the Heat Rock. Alolan Ninetales perhaps wants to run Light Clay for the Aurora Veil. So, you know, there are definitely some opportunities here to kind of go crazy with the hazards. Also, I noticed I never changed to start. You can tell how quickly I made this team. I wasn't even looking at the details, so I'm going to have to go back and change this one. I'm also going to have to go back and change Xianpao because Gooey could ruin our days, for sure. I'm going to have to change this to Icicle Crash because I don't want to be slower than things. If I get slowed down and then Ninetales comes in and it can outspeed me, that's a big problem. So I'll change that to Icicle Crash. I'm also probably going to change Sacred Sword to like Psychic Fangs so that I have something to break screens against Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales may be able to take a hit at +2 because it gets a defense boost in the snow. We are just Never Melt Ice. I don't think I ever brought that up. Never Melt Ice because I don't want to be Life Orb, because I feel like, honestly, this is a really bad matchup for Xianpao. There's really nothing here that doesn't immediately threaten it, unfortunately. But I want to use it because it's the last week and I want to see if I can get any more kills with it. We are 16-0 so far. I don't expect it to do too much. I considered running a band set, but on the off chance we get, like I said, Walking Wake in on the Slow King, we're able to chilly out. We know he's locked into Hydro Steam if he specs. And then we can bring in Xianpao, live a hit, Swords Dance up. If enough things are weakened, we could try to sweep. Finally, we have enough speed for that Walking Wake, as long as it's not boosted with the sun. But even then, like +2 Ice Shard goes crazy. If we have hazards up, we're going to be in a good spot. So, yep, this allows me to run Adamant because I don't really need to speed creep Scream Tail in my opinion. We're just going to throw caution to the wind, I guess. Next up is going to be Chandelure, or Leon, a Pokemon that I really feel like I haven't used that often this season, but I'm going to bring it here because I think it does some cool things. It's really good against Slitherwing. His team really does not handle Chandelure very well outside of Hisui and Goodra. If he's like AV, or even if he's just especially defensive, or even if he's not, he'll probably take Flamethrowers just fine. So Flame Charge allows us to obviously boost our speed. If we're in a situation where we could just knock something out very easily, we could try to boost our speed and, you know, try to sweep that way, but likely not. I do have Substitute here because I can set that up against a Ninetales as well as probably a Slitherwing on the switch out. Also probably against Alolan Ninetales as well, probably against Screamtail unless he just clicks Thunderwave. But if I'm already behind a sub, that's tough for him. You know, same with Slowbro. Slowbro probably switches out on me. Dynasty a little bit annoying. But besides that, man, Articuno is probably switching out against me unless it wants to Terra. And besides that, like I said, we're in a great position to just kind of do some big damage to things. We have 104 HP EVs for defense, max special attack, and 148 in the speed with a modest nature. This will allow us to outspeed Walking Wake at +1. Also, if we're at +2 and he has the Sun boost with Photosynthesis, we'll still outspeed him. So that's what that's for, obviously. Last but not least, we have Totality, the Ursaluna with the Flame Orb, Earthquake, Facade, Headlong Rush, and Substitute. I don't need anything besides Dual Stab, so I figured I'd just run Sub on it in case I'm in against a Diancie. And, you know, like I said, Earthquake's pretty free. If he does bring Articuno and I'm in against, like, Goodra or something, I'll just Sub so that if he does bring an Articuno, I can Facade the next turn. Obviously, it's a little risky. Well, not risky, but, you know, I'm going to be taking damage from the burn, so that's something to keep in mind. But this is absolutely a wall breaker. Even Slitherwing doesn't really appreciate a Headlong Rush. I have both Earthquake and Headlong Rush in case, you know, both have the uses. You know, if I feel like I'm going to stay in the next turn, I'll just click Earthquake so I don't lower my defenses, you know, if I don't need the extra damage. But if I need that extra damage, I can always click Headlong Rush. There's really nothing else I need on this set. I just need Dual Stab, and I didn't really feel like Trailblaze was going to be that much help here, to be honest. So that's the team we got cooking for week 8. Hope you guys enjoyed this little team builder. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right here, and I'll see you guys in the battle. Alright, here we are in the battle, going up against DarcStar. Oh yeah, I'm fighting a Sun team. I forgot about that. So like I said in the team builder, this is just going to be a fun one because I don't really need to win this at all. Obviously, I want to stay undefeated, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. He did bring the Alolan Sandslash, which is interesting because there's no Alolan Ninetales. So I guess he's banking on, well, maybe it's just a spinner. I don't know. That could make sense. I guess I'll just lead Ursaluna. It at least threatens the Diancie. This should be fine. I'll just lead Ursaluna. As long as I pressure the hazard game, I guess. So good luck, have fun to DarcStar, and I already forgot his team name. I'm not going to look it up, I'm just going to be honest. He does lead Ninetales. That's also pretty good for us, because we're super effective against this Pokemon. He does have something called Articuno. I kind of just want to click Substitute. I don't have my Guts boost anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. He does click Baton Pass, okay. So this could definitely be Articuno. If he's like a special wall, Facade definitely knocks him out. So he goes Wake. This is perfect for us. Absolutely perfect, because we oh boy. If he has Flip Turn, it actually gets weakened. Yeah, I don't think he'll knock us out. He won't break a sub with that move. So I will click Facade. He's gonna give me his Wake, unless he's sashed. Otherwise, this is not taking this hit. While it's nice to get rid of the Wake this early, it's not nice because there are not many things for Shanpao to set up on, but that's okay. It might come out here. There's the Slitherwing. Okay. He gets probably an attack boost, I would assume. Yeah. I really don't want to stay in. I could go Orleans here. It's relatively safe. I don't think you click Earthquake. Yeah, it does get Earthquake. I mean, that is a potential. I don't want to go in a Bad Apple. No, I'll go Skarmory. This kind of same thing-ish happened last week where I lost my Appleton when I could have switched into Skarmory on the Blaziken, but he does CC, so I could have gone Chandelure. Whoa, that's some big damage. Okay, that did a lot. that did a lot of damage, guys. He looks to be Adamant Banded, so we're going to go ahead and swap again right into Chandelure because I'm very confident in the fact that he is Choice Banded here. Oh, he's going to double. Oh, that was a good play. Very good play. Okay. I'm assuming he was predicting this. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and go into Ursaluna this time. So yeah, let's go Skarmory. If he goes for a rock type move and knocks us out, I mean, we can just go into Ursaluna afterwards. So, and that way we save a little bit of health. He does Diamond Storm. I would imagine this knocks us out. Yeah. Does he get the defense boost? He does get the defense boost. Well, that's not fun. I'm just going to click Earthquake here. Moonblast doesn't do that much. I'm still going to Earthquake. I know Articuno could come in. Okay, he doesn't bring in Articuno. That does a lot. You got, what, a Citrus? Earthquake still knocks him out from this range. And he does click Diamond Storm again. Trying to get all those defense boosts. Doesn't get one there though. I do want to click sub in case he brings in Articuno. Now we'll click Earthquake. Okay, his hazard setter is gone, which is great for us because we did not have removal. Now we didn't get our own rocks up, which is unfortunate, but given that he brought Alolan Sandslash without Hail, I would imagine that thing has Rapid Spin anyway. That was probably a specially defensive set, seeing as how he didn't take that Earthquake all that well at being +2 defense. So, yeah. So this Pokemon's going to come back out, this monster. I really need to Terra the Appleton. That is something I need to do. Even an Invested Flamethrower could knock us out. So I'm just going to stay in and click Facade. We do see a first impression. Oh, we don't live that. I thought we might live that. But he is in the sun, so I can't be surprised, I suppose. Sunlight fades, so now his photosynthesis is off. He's gonna have to switch anyway. Very convinced that this Pokemon is banded. I could go into Bad Apple just to get the Terra off. I could also go Orleans and just get a substitute up, which sounds really good at this point, looking at his team. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's the more fun play. I don't want to go into Appleton because it's not that, it's pretty passive. Kilala. This is fine, because I don't think you hit me with, like, anything. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe you have Shadow Ball? But I'm thinking that I just click Shadow Ball here. Really wish I got those Stealth Rocks up. Yeah, we'll just click Shadow Ball and hope he doesn't have a move. He does swap. Okay. Flame Charge could have been decent there, but I think getting damage off on something is good anyway. I'm going to go into Sonic. That is not a Hedgehog. That is an Alolan Ninetales, which is basically just the sack, I guess. This is actually perfect because I can go for Flame. I don't know why I'm messing up. It might have to do with the fact that I kind of almost just woke up. So, yeah, I work late. So, Sandslash goes down as Death. So this could be a Terra. Well, it is a Terra Captain. It could Terra into Fairy or Flying to avoid the Fire type move. I'm still gonna click Flamethrower. It's my strongest move. It won't resist this. It'll probably be Terra Fairy, but it will not be a resistance, which means we'll get still some decent damage off here. Yeah, Terra Fairy, Special Wall in the Sun. It could 2-hit KO him. It's close-ish. Could 2-hit KO him though. Okay, it does. Beautiful. So he's not fully specially defensive. He's gonna go ahead and Air Slash. That should break my sub. I'll click it again. Well, I'm also faster than Ninetales now, so even if he switches into... I didn't even remember that, I didn't realize that. Even if he switches into Ninetales there, I can just sub the next turn. So, Articuno is going to go down. You know, maybe if I was Life Orb, I would have a chance to knock out Slitherwing. +2. I'm still upset that I couldn't sweep with Shanapao just one more time in the regular season, but... because I know he's banded. He's gonna First Impression. That's fine. Does a shit ton. that's 4 times resisted, y'all. That does a shit ton for being 4 times resisted. But yep, just gonna click Shadow Ball twice. That should be it. Maybe 3 times if we need it. Getting the Flame Charge off really was huge there, so I could outspeed the Slitherwing. Not really in the I do get a spit up drop. Not really in the grand scheme of the battle, but getting the sweep for sure. So. I'm glad I got to use Chandelure. Like I said in the team loader, I haven't really used this Pokemon all that much. It is pretty unique, even without being a Terra Captain. We're gonna pick up the Thoro. I think getting rid of Walking Wake that early was huge. I'm definitely glad I brought Substitute over something like a Trailblaze, because, you know, obviously it helped out tremendously there. So, GG's to DarcStar. We are going to move on to playoffs 8-0 plus... I don't know, man, plus 26, I think. Yeah, plus 26. So that's going to be it for the regular season of the NBBL. We're going to move on to playoffs, which will be just uploaded like normal next Thursday. I have a bit of a scheduling conflict because I'm going actually back up to my home state next week for about a week. I'm going to try to get all the battles done beforehand, and the uploads consequently might be a little later. Same thing goes for UNPL. Regardless, I'm really excited for playoffs here because since I'm the 1 seed, I actually get like kind of, I'm in like the top bracket, so I can lose once and still be in the playoffs. It kind of rewards people for doing well in the regular season, which I think is at this point necessary because there have been so many situations where a 1 seed or a 2 seed just gets immediately dropped because they just have a bad matchup. In this game, it's like it's so dependent on matchup. Shout out to Nova. I know he's watching this. Not sure who we battle yet, but obviously, you know, I'll find out in due time. Try to get the battle done, also in due time, and have the video ready for y'all. So, once again, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.